It's great to be here, and also a privilege to see you all. And I'll tell you for sure, what I'm doing today is not what I thought I could be, even be. So I'm a testimony that things can change if you think positively and think like a success. That is one thing that I've learned. When you think like a success and act like a success, you can change tables. And when I grew up, I come from a very interior part of this country, and the best, or rather the most, the people who we thought were doing very well were the teachers. By then, that's why you could only find a great TV, great wall TV, and maybe shoes. The kids could be in shoes. And so the best thing I thought I could be is a teacher. But as I faced life and kept reading, learning, I've realized nothing is impossible unless or only what you put in your mind. And when you change that and you know you can do it, you can do it. I'm a living testimony. So as I was doing my debt collection, the passion for sales came. I realized I can interact with people. And then I decided to apply for a sales job at a company called Track and Trace. And that's how I started tracking vehicles. And I learned from that. I'm telling you that so that those people who are still employed, they know there's hope and you can be something. You can learn and get something out of what you're doing today and become the great person in the next few years, if not few months. And then I grew and I realized I can do it. Today, I'm the MD, Unique Tracking, and I'm also coaching several. I'm sure I have some people who are here whom I'm coaching to become entrepreneurs like I am. I'm managing about 3 or 4 companies, and I'm also about sitting boards of 2 companies. And that's my story. So you can do it. If you remove that mind blockage, you blow off the cap that is in you. You say enough is enough, and you say you can do it, because if I did it, you can do it.
Tell us about a situation that almost killed you, but made you stronger.
Wow. I was just new in the business. I started the company back, and I was just 1 year old in the business. And as I was recruiting for the salespeople, I recruited a young, vibrant young girl. She was just on her 2nd month in employment. And she went for marketing, and along Mombasa Road, she was hit by a car and died. So you can imagine, I'm just young. You can imagine I was about, the company is about 8 years now, meaning I was about, if I'm 40, I was about 32. I was about 28 if I'm not wrong, but you can imagine I'm new in business. I don't know what happens when such happens. So I was called and I was told what happened is business cards that were all over. So somebody picked a business card and called me and asked, do you know so-and-so? And I said, yes. And I was told she has been involved in an accident. My office is just in Westlands. So you can imagine the traffic coming from here to Mombasa Road. And I was wondering, should I use I've already left the office with the car, and the traffic is all over. So I decided to park the car beside the road and take a motorbike, rush to this scene. So it was a very traumatizing moment. And I didn't know what to do, but God came through. I'm very energetic. If I get an opportunity to know, and I tell you, I can sell. I can sell, even air I can sell. You bring it on. If you're having challenges in convincing people to buy your product, you recruit me for 1 week and I'll push it to the market for you. So I was doing very well in my business, and so you can imagine people started saying, I'm sacrificing so that I can do business. So that's what happened to my competitors. So I started being tarnished. My name, the brand that I'm trying to build, it was so tarnished, but God came through, because the family of the girl that I lost, because I always say that I lost, they adopted me as one of their daughters. And they knew I had nothing to do with it, and it was just an accident that happened. In fact, today I have the sister in the house. My sister now from the adopted. You can stand, we recognize you. So I was adopted in that family because they knew I had nothing to do. And you can imagine that that was the most, and even to date, it is one moment that I didn't know what to do, but I definitely consulted. And I had not taken cover, medical insurance, anything for my staff. And luckily, the family was able to hold me and work with me, and became, assumingly, it was the other way around. You can imagine what would have happened to me, to my vision, and to my life. So I was lucky, and the lesson I got from that, immediately, I took insurance for my team. And that is one thing I'll tell even us who came here today, who are running businesses. Go for it. Take an insurance for your team members, because luckily that family got to understand and knew how the kind. And it is good to be an image and to let what you do speak for you, because who I am is what really testified on behalf of that kind of scenario. You can imagine. So that is the most I'll never forget. In fact, it's always remained fresh. But the family, we are a team. And I'm telling you, I'm lucky because I didn't have a dad, a biological dad, rather, a dad that I call today. I have one.
I think this is what the pandemic has taught us. We have to be really adaptable, because the results still need to come, but how are we going to navigate that unpredictability? What if you're in that plane, you have set up this huge meeting, you're going for a trade fair, you're going to present, you get to the other side and you're told, sorry, you cannot disembark, so you're going back where you came from. What are you going to do in that timeline? What are you choosing to learn and to unlearn? Lucy.
One thing I've learned, and I want to learn, and I want you people to learn with me and unlearn, is to have something called open mindset and fixed mindset. Open mindset, I can have, maybe the digital team can display for us what we have about open mindset and fixed mindset. Because if you have growth mindset, things are going to change. And that is one thing I've learned. If I need to make changes, if I want to sign partnership with great teams, great corporates around, it's just to have open mindset. And that is one thing I'll request all of us to learn. Have open mindset, because when you have open mindset, or we call it growth mindset, is when you see challenges, you don't see them as challenges. You see them as opportunities for you to grow. If you have growth mindset, even if you fail, you will stand again and start. We have people who have started business, they have failed. But if you remain or have that fixed mindset, you remain there. So one thing I've learned is to have open mindset, so that when you have open mindset, growth mindset, it helps you to understand things in a different way. When you fail, you realize tomorrow you rise up and start. Remember, this guy who invented the bulb, how many times did he start? He tried 9,099 times. And when he was being interviewed, he said he invented 9,099 times on how to make a bulb. So I want us to have that growth mindset. That is one thing I've learned. And when you have that, you start to think positively. Start saying you can do it. Start saying, yeah, for sure I started yesterday. I missed this, but I can still learn. Today, this is how I perceived things, but I still can do better today. That is the growth mindset I would request all of us to embrace, so that we are able to face the challenges, because pandemic is here with us, and the question is, are you going to go with it? Are you going to close your shop with it? Or are you going to have the growth mindset of knowing you can do it, of knowing you have tried, you failed, but you can still do it? Growth mindset does not stop trying. And one thing I want to unlearn, all of us, as I'm unlearning, is the kind of fixed mindset that we have. Know it all, you cannot be told, you can't be criticized, you're frustrated, you give up. It's either you're good in it or not. Those are some of the fixed mindsets that are really dragging us from becoming the next best self, who we need to be. Thank you.
I actually want us to talk about what do we do to continue growing our leadership. Because we've said growth is uncomfortable, but not growing is worse. So Lucy, what are you doing to grow and develop your leadership?
Since I got to know Dr. Patricia, my life has changed. You people, you better have that mindset that from today, your life is going to change. Those programs she's running, I was lucky to meet a friend who had come from one, actually here. So I'd met a friend. I think I've seen the friend here. No, she's the one, or I'm confusing her with someone else. And she started talking about the class they had attended. And I asked her, what is it all about? She told me. So I went to YouTube, I checked, I Googled about her, and I joined in June this year. Since then, I hope I'll get a chance to share a bit about McKinsey's rule, 7 degrees of growth. And before we get there, what I've done and what I'm doing, and I'll encourage leaders who are here, start reading books. When you start reading books, your life is going to change. Your leadership skills are going to get to a notch higher. Check who are in your board of directors. Personal board of directors. Remember, every one of us need to have people, or like this company here, Dr. Patricia is a board of director of this company called Clean Start. The value she's bringing to Clean Start. What kind of board directors are you having in your circle of friends? Because that will determine what kind of a leader will you be tomorrow. So one thing I'm doing is hanging out. If I want to be an eagle, I'm hanging out with eagles. And that is why you find me here. I was very happy when you called me Dr. Lucy. Did you hear her when she was introducing me? Did you hear?
It is a prophecy.
So trust me, I'm owning that soon. And not these ones of, I don't want to call the names. I don't want to call those ones. You go and MC and you get a doctorate from, no. I'm not interested in those ones. Yeah? I want to, and that is what I'm trying to answer, that question of where and what am I doing towards the leadership skills that I've gained and I'm gaining. So I'm hanging out with people like this one. Dr. Migoa, who was ranked #1. If you check the newspaper yesterday, I'm hanging out with Dr. Patricia. I'm hanging out with these doctors. So that is the kind of board of directors I'm recruiting in my personal board. And that will make a difference in 2 years or not, that is very far. In a year's time, you will see a different Lucy. Because I know the kind of path I've chosen is a path that is going to bring a change to myself, to you, and to the generation that I'm leading behind. Thank you.
Knowing what you know today about growth, about leadership, about life, what would you tell your younger self?
One thing I've kept telling myself is that I will not live small lives. You live, me no. I'm not going to argue over small things. You argue about them, I will not. I said, I'm not going to trust anyone with my future. You trust someone else with your future, I will not. And the younger leadership in me, I keep telling her, I can do it. I can be the next best self. I can be the next president. I can be the next senator. I can be the next even billionaire. I've decided to convince and walk the journey of truth, knowing if I need to change who I am, if I need to change the team that I'm leading, if I need to change the generation that is behind me, I have to believe in myself. And that is one thing I've purposed. And I don't get caught up on what you'll say about me. That is you. What am I telling myself? What is this that I need to do to make a difference? And one has embraced the same attitude today, that unless you decide to take in charge of your life, to take in charge of that small seed that will be, today we are planting a seed, maybe of leadership. And ask yourself, that seed that is getting into your belly, is it going to germinate, or are you going to pluck it, squeeze it, and kill it? I've told you my story today. Those people who know me may be like, in fact, my life has changed maybe about 4 years from now. If you see the Lucy 4 years back and the Lucy who is sitting here today to speak to about, I don't know what kind of a number is this, about 200, checking even on Zoom and online and virtual, maybe you're talking a big number. You'll have faith that you need to work on that you, that small you in you. And you say, it's not the past that is going to dictate who you are. It's not what your family have believed in is going to dictate what is in you. It's not what your colleagues are seeing in you is going to dictate who you need to be. That leadership in you, that seed that is being planted today, ask yourself, for it to germinate, for it to have fruits, for it to sprout, for it to attract others, you need to believe in yourself. That small leadership in me, that I can be great. I normally say I'm unbogable.
Yeah, that's it.
No situation that will come my way, it will bring me down. I also believe in the last P of prayers and believing I can do it. I'm this one person who believes in myself, so that the team that is behind me can agree to walk the journey with me, so that they can trust the process. I'm this one person who finds, like you realize, this for sure is so impossible, It is so impossible, but I'll still tell them, it is doable. Let us do it. We can make it. So I want us agree to break the prisons that we have put ourselves into, so that we rise, we become our best selves, because we can do it. We have what it takes, despite how small it is. That new seed in you, that step of faith that you took to come here, that is enough seed to germinate and make a difference in your life, as it has made when I came here in June. By the way, I've already even paid for mastery class as we speak, because I'm so intentional to change. So next year comes, those people who have not signed up for that programs and that such forums, please do. I'm not being paid commission. I'm just telling you the truth as it is. So welcome to being the next best self and make a change for yourself.